Well, that's it, folks. Cheltenham has been and gone. Some amazing days, excitement, and some highs and lows.
Well,
let's start with the first, I guess. Then Gettysburg. What happened there?
Disappointing, to say the least. I don't really know what it was. There'll be a lot of reasons probably come out of it because he finished. Where was it again? When you have to keep scrolling.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
11th
ground, flat track.
Possibly. I mean, he led. Does he like leading? Because a lot of his races he doesn't seem to have gone off in front. I don't know. I feel a lot of the excuses this week for a lot of the horses is going to be the ground. I mean, we were there. We saw it was like.
It was bottomless.
It was bottomless.
It was, in fairness.
Whether that's an excuse, because I mean, still Mengele Khan, Kalashnikov who run a blinder.
Yeah. It was sort of a replay of Sandown, wasn't it? Kalashnikov doing really, really well. Somerville Boy just biding his time. I think jockey experience just sort of took over there ever so slightly.
Yeah, we did speak about that before the race went off, that could play a factor. Maybe not the naivety of Jack Quinning, very good jockey, but you know, Noel Feely, been there, done it. Will that pay dividends?
Yeah.
It turned out it did.
Yeah, I mean, Kalashnikov was the one I backed on the day. You'll see from the video that that will follow this one. We had a little chat about it, didn't we, just before the race went off. So yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to be a runner-up before.
It looked like it was going to be.
Too long. It did happen. It did look that way, but yeah, in fairness to Noel, as I said, I think experience took over, ping the last, and away he went.
Indeed, yeah. So.
Yeah, I've got to say, I was quite disappointed by it, really. Not by Kalashnikov or Somerville, but
they ran blinder, didn't they?
But yeah, they both ran well. But you know, looking at like past races of recent races with Mengele Khan, obviously you can't go wrong with Gordon Elliott, obviously. But you know, when I watched him race in a few races, and I just didn't expect it. I didn't see him even nabbing third, to be honest.
No, exactly. No,
on form and stuff. So yeah, I must admit I was quite surprised by that.
Yeah, there was a lot of surprises. I imagine that the one main unsurprise was Footpad.
Yeah.
Oh well. I mean, we spoke about it. There were a lot of brilliant rides, as everyone watched. You know, throughout the week. For me, in terms of horse ability, that was the best one of the week. I mean, if I don't know if it was part of the game plan, Ruby found himself, was it 12 lengths? 12 lengths off the leaders?
Yeah, and he clattered a couple of them in fairness as well. And I remember we had a chat straight after the race, and he said, look, you know, this horse has got to be something fairly special because you don't give away 12 lengths in a race
and win by 14.
Like yeah, and get away with it. But yeah, all credit. Looked very, very good. Brain Power as well managed to nab second, we did talk about. As I said, we said we couldn't rule out anything of Nicky's, and he's run a blinder there. So and Petit Mouchoir as well, I thought did quite well. Took most of the running up and just wouldn't say got nabbed, but
no,
just
not
got
by
a horse on the day.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, you
I was disappointed. Given how well he went in his last start, you know. As I say, yes, it's Cheltenham, yes, it's the ground, yes, you've got the hill and all that.
Yes.
But as someone that's learning sport and getting to know the sport, despite that, I couldn't believe how many horses sort of didn't perform, if you know what I mean. So, that, you know, we're not talking about being beaten by a sort of better horse on the day or whatever, but we're just talking about horses, you know, not even getting place positions, which you would look at all day long, every day of the week, and think, God, that's a good horse. You know, of course, in a race of elites, you know what I mean, there's always going to be winners and losers, but to sort of be beaten by some, what you might call lesser horses, you know, 33s to 1 and 25s to 1, you know, it was an eye-opener for me, definitely.
Yeah, as I said, you know, the best horses are all at Cheltenham, so anything that's going at Cheltenham, you've got to say has got a chance.
Yeah.
So we should have learned that over the years. So we've had plenty of comments from people, horses that we've overlooked. We simply just couldn't touch on every single one.
No,
you know, fair play to people that have mentioned other horses that have run well. But yes, so we simply just couldn't touch on all of them. On that, if we can do a mention for Jacob Trotter, who mentioned on one of our videos. Far Class. Mr. Adjudicator obviously was 1-2, and also Penny in the Stayers. So if you had a tenner on that, well played.
Yeah, well done.
So yeah, thank you for that. I think at least a couple of us had a fiver here and there. So
yeah, on that one. Well,
Yeah,
that's what that's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, if you
day saved.
Yeah, if anybody has got anything that they know, any information that you want to share, that's exactly the platform that we're trying to set up. You know, we're not experts, so
We keep
all
saying-
help is, you know, help each other out. Those sort of tips will make a week.
As we said, we in no way, shape or form do we tip. Otherwise, we'd all be charging you a tenner subscription and things like that.
Yeah,
It's, you know, that is not what we do.
No,
we are
we're
not
here for that,
geniuses. We do not know any more than what you guys do that are looking and look at the videos. So when you know things like that, it's always handy. And fingers crossed, some other people had a look at your comments and they jumped on. So
I mean, going back to favourites that flat to deceive before we get onto the champion idol, Apple's Jade. You just touched on there. Cheltenham, she's getting beat by a 33-1 Midnight Tour second, 33-1.
Yeah, we'll say we did touch.
Benny Didier for Mullins, who is no slouch whatsoever. So it wasn't a complete surprise to see that cross the line first. A bit of an upset for the books, possibly a couple of accumulators down on the day. Not the biggest surprise, but again, to come third to a 33-1 is the point you were trying to get across. That I mean, Cheltenham is just one of those, isn't it? That can happen.
Yeah, you can say that horse has got no right to finish second, but you know, as I said, the best of the best are actually at Cheltenham on those days. They've gone there for a reason. You know, form suggests that you know, Midnight Tour shouldn't have been in the likes of Apple's Jade. You know, nothing really superb that it's beaten. We mentioned Apple's Jade. She didn't really look like she was travelling brilliantly throughout the race. I think she's a bit like that anyway. I mean, in fact, when she last won out before that, I think over in Ireland, she beat Super Sunday. She had to be proper ridden to get there. I mean, Super Sunday looked like it was done and dusted, but you know, she just found a tiny little bit extra. But unfortunately, when you're going up a hill, which is you know, for want of a better, you can't even explain. You know, you've got to be there or thereabouts to start with, and so I think she just sort of left herself too much to do.
Unfortunately, some of us were working, so I didn't catch everything. But yeah, I was listening to you know where I could in between stuff at work and that. And I did hear that one on the radio, and yeah,
she was just pulling the whole way, but he didn't really look like he had full
sounded
control
like
over
she was
the
really
jumps.
keen. So I was sort of listening to it thinking, ooh, this isn't going to end well for me.
No, and it turns out it didn't.
No,
for a lot of people as well.
Yeah, I say, I mean, we touched on doubles and trebles because it looked like it was a favourites day. I mean, there was 4 favourites. Rathvinden, if you include Rathvinden, I think went off favourite at the end. You know, you've got 5 favourites there that were won on the day. Apple's Jade sort of let me down for a good few £100. I won't lie, but that is racing.
Exactly. You take your wins and your losses.
Win some,
you know,
lose some. Simple as that. But,
absolutely.
But showpiece.
Champion
Hurdle. I mean, it went the way I think we expected. The placings behind were maybe a little bit off. I was slightly disappointed with Faheen. I feel that's, like they said, he's lost care, so to speak. Like they said, as far as they know for, you know, at the moment, there's no injuries, there's nothing wrong. He just doesn't seem to have that effort in him anymore.
No, I mean, I think they put the pieces on him just to sort of try and sharpen him up. Basically. I don't think they when I say they, obviously connections. No questioning what his actual ability is. It's his concentration levels, and it just looks like, it sounds daft, but it just looks like he's lost the passion for racing.
Yeah, I was going to say that his sort of enthusiasm is not
that
quite
was all
there.
it was. It was just to try and sharpen him up ever so slightly. It hasn't had the desired effect. You know, you've got to look into it now. He's 10, I think. He's 10. Best days are behind him. I, you know, personally, I don't know, but sensible thing to do might be just to.
Really good race.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had a right moan up. I had a right moan up about that, didn't I? So, I mean, we'll touch on the new one because we always do. But the new one actually beat Mellon
at
Cheltenham when he was behind my tent or yours. They didn't go a massive gallop.
No,
I didn't think. Mellon looked like he'd had the edge coming over the last as well, but there, in fairness. Again, Barry Gerrity.
Experience,
But looking at that, I was a bit gutted, and I imagine Nigel might be as well, that he hasn't had a second look at that beforehand. But
yeah, it was just it was a strange one from his point of view, I think, on that one, wasn't it? I mean, considering what he, you know, like you mentioned, the new one had beat Mellon. Was it a wasted opportunity? We're not saying the new one, if we're being honest, he would not have got close to Budapest.
No, but Mellon did.
He did, but would the new one?
So then, boys, on to the next day. Sangro got the result everybody expected. Jack run the sort of race that he normally does with him. Maybe didn't set Cheltenham on fire per se, but did what you needed to do again.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to be brilliant. He was brilliant, but I don't think he needed to be pushed that much. He cruised around the last, didn't he? I mean, you know, in fairness, Black Hop had a go, but once he'd hit the front, he weren't for catching. So he could have won it by more than that, but yeah, as I said, did exactly what you would expect him to do. And fair play to the young lad.
He had a fantastic Cheltenham.
He really did.
I mean, for 18 years old, he did. I know a lot of people probably were expecting that, the Irish, probably more, because they get to see a lot more of his work out there. But he was impressive. You know, take nothing away from the others. Obviously, Davy Russell topped the lot, deservedly so.
Definitely,
Ruby having the accident. So, but Jack Kennedy, I mean, even with those there, he was
I
brilliant.
mean, fair play to him as well. I mean, he speaks well as, you know, for a youngster. He knows all the right things to say as well. Everyone was full of praise for him as well, as were we. So
he's a likeable lad, isn't he?
Yeah, there was a lot on his shoulders, to be fair. I know Samco was not guaranteed to win that race by any means, none of them are, but he was the Irish banker of the week. You know, a lot of people travelled over, real high hopes and expectations for this. So he had a lot on his shoulders. Like you say, he rode the normal race, but he was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair play to him that he's kept the ride, considering his age, obviously on the biggest stage as well. So I mean, I think he was always gonna keep it, but you know, connections have obviously shown a lot of faith, and he's returned that with a brilliant week.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
I was quite impressed with Next Destination. He finished quite strongly, well, very strongly. Really.
He did,
because at one point he was out of places.
Yeah.
Kept on well. I mean, going over the last, I thought Black Hop might have got, had a little bit of a nibble, but as I say, I mean, Sam Crow was going away. He could have won it by more, but there was a couple in behind that.
Good races.
That did all right.
Good races. Presenting Percy.
Don't know what you're talking about.
This is, you know, it proved that we are not experts.
No, of course not.
May have used the word lay of the week at the time. He was brilliant. If we're honest,
go back onto YouTube. That's not on there anymore. So
we really took that down. But he was fantastic. Every part of his jumping, the stamina was there. He had that in abundance. David Russell, it was brilliant for him. So that meant a lot for him.
I didn't have a great ride though, really, let's be honest.
So it's a case of holding our hands up on that one.
Absolutely, 100%. And as I say, if you're looking at it, if you're talking, and again, a lot of the Irish lads that have contacted us on here have all said, you know, Gold Cup for next year. He narrowly got beat actually by Al Duke, who even got pulled up in the Gold Cup. So, you know, obviously ground wasn't an issue. If anything, that was preferable for him. So
I mean, he stayed on strong. Like you say, Gold Cup's obviously a further distance than what he ran was 3 mile, but he looked like he was full of the running. You know, he really did. He
was going away. So if the line hadn't been there, it had been, you know, more like 10 or 12. So you know, it's one of those. We have to say we made a mistake.
Well, as you say, we don't know everything,
but it got you all chatting, didn't it? So
objective.
Exactly. Little word for Black Colton, maybe not quite as everybody hoped.
I mean, say the comment on there is that Black Colton gets shown for what he was. I'm not. I think that's a bit harsh. I think he's been beaten by. I think he's been beaten by a better horse, but so have all of them. Quite frankly, Monolly, you know, probably was where you expected it to be. So yeah, as I say, no massive shock. Ballyoptic as well ran a massive race to actually finish 4th. I think that's probably Sam's best performance of the week.
He didn't have a particularly fantastic week, did he?
No, but no, you know, no real surprises in there. Unfortunately, I think that was when was it Allborn Photo? Was that when Ruby took his?
That's when he went.
So we lost Ruby for the week after that.
But it was.
Escape got 3rd. When you sort of.
I
wouldn't say it was a pick of yours, but just something you've kept an eye on a little bit.
From so many.
It was one that I'd like to have. Well, I mean, I thought we ran a good race. I was very sweet on it, but in the end, the horse that won was very deserved. You know, he was brilliant.
He was.
You know,
so well played for everyone that told us we were wrong.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We have learned. We are bigger people now.
Although Queen Mother, you wasn't wrong there. Well, I'd imagine a lot of people weren't wrong there, to be fair, but
no. But again, let's be seriously honest about it. And if people want to comment and be truthful, how many people were squeaky bums, sort of 2 out? He was being ridden. He was being ridden, and Nico said, look, you know, he is superb. It wasn't his ground, and he still managed to do that. Min is no slouch.
No.
Min has won in those conditions before. And Altior again, going away, absolutely flawless, superb.
Yeah, Min didn't go so well, did he? Really?
Well, I don't think he was terrible. I think he's been beaten by a better horse. You've got to look at it objectively. You know, Min. You take Altior out of that, and Min's won that. You know, I know that sounds stupid because he's finished second. Obviously, that's obvious, but he's won it. You know, he's won it well. Yeah,
if that's the case,
take Altior out of it. You make a case for Douvan was travelling.
I think he was travelling like
very well. Yeah.
To be honest, you know, okay, he left the ground too early. He's hit the fence. That's racing.
He's guessed at that.
He's guessed at that more again. But more than anything, he looked back to the Douvan that he was, and Douvan that he was out of this world.
Yeah, well, they touched upon it at ITV Racing. Chamberlain mentioned it yesterday.
And he was fantastic.
Douvan was going at the time.
That would have played a big part.
I'd like to have seen. I like to say, doesn't mean to say it would have definitely been a different result, or absolutely, or would or wouldn't be. No. But it would have been really interesting to see like Douvan still on his feet, and just to see, you know.
Yeah, well, let us know. Say, do you think if you think Douvan would have been there or thereabouts come the end of the race? Let us know.
Personally,
I still think Altior wins it because I think he was fantastic, phenomenal, horse of a lifetime, getting close to as good as Sprinter Sacre. I know a lot of people don't want to make that comparison. I'm happy to do that. I think he's there or thereabouts. And if you look at it now at Altior, his record in comparison to Sprinter Sacre's at this stage of equal careers, his is actually better.
You can't deny he's a bit special. No doubt about that. Even the most staunch supporter of another horse will openly admit he's a special horse.
Yep, very much so.
Very much so. Right, so cross country.
Just pick your nose time, that wasn't it? We didn't have a. It's one of those. I mean, you obviously you did, but
I mentioned Tiger Roll, and I thought he ran an absolute blinder. Again, I touched on the reason that I was swaying more towards him, maybe in age. Okay, it's a race where maybe the older horses have the edge. You know, knowledge of their, you know, they know the track. It seemed like everything fell into place for him. You know, he hit the front when he needed to. Okay, he got kept up to his work by the French raider. He didn't look like he was going to catch him though. To be fair, I thought he had that nice and covered. It was a shame, you know, when you look back Josie's orders. Pulled up.
Bless the wind as well. Poor old Davy Russell, I think,
took a fall.
Can't load. It's been there and done it and seen it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I changed my mind. In truth, I backed Last Samurai purely because I have done in the national for the last few years and always got me a place. So I thought worst case scenario because it got caved in favour. Actually, went out 11-4. I managed to nab it at 5. So I thought, you know, worst case if he gets a place, I'll sort of get me money back, which is inevitably what happened. Plus £4. So boom. Yeah, as I say, Tiger Roll.
It was one of
I wouldn't say comfortable, but going away.
Yeah.
But it just seemed the last 3 or 4 hurdles he was you know, using the phrase putting them to the sword. He was pinging them and getting over quickly, and where everyone seems to struggle, that's when you started to lose them. I mean, it is a big race, 3-6 with all those fences.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a tough one for him. But he, you know, not to say he made it look easy, but he ran a really good race. And I, like I say, I was personally quite impressed with that picking it himself. So
definitely. Before we move on as well, just to mention for Katie Walsh in the bumper on Relegate at 25-1. Very very good ride. As I say, I'm sure Ruby would have been watching that and very very proud.
It felt like it was needed at the time for them as a family.
It did actually.
Really, you know,
just a bit of a pick me up, and she's very mature ride at 25-1. And then Storyteller and Davy Russell made it 5 out of 5 for the Irish, and Lorena 6 out of 6, which was probably the easiest win of the week, I would imagine.
Yeah, comfortable. It was, wasn't it? I mean, to say the least. But thankfully, Warren Greytrix at the end.
Thank you, Warren.
Not that it would have meant much in the grand scheme of things.
Definitely not.
If you were Irish, you'd already had a great day.
I don't think you're all that bothered.
No, but he did save it. It was close. He had to be put to his work. Led from the front and just went off, didn't he?
Yeah.
He weren't for catching. So, but yeah, thankfully.
Saved the day.
Pulled it out of the bag for him. Well, he didn't pull it out of the bag, but he saved the day a little bit for him on that one.
It wasn't quite a whitewash.
No, not quite. But yeah.
So anyway,
yes.
Last day, Gold Cup day, the big one.
What a day.
Yeah, again, Mr. Jacob Trottler, who mentioned Far Class and Mr. Adjudicator.
Yep.
Cocky Sod, 1 and 2. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you very much for your comments. It was well needed. I didn't do the forecast, but I did have a fiver on Far Class, so you were quite right. So yes, well done on that. And Mahayed for the Skeltons. Well, I say the Skeltons for Dan, but Harry actually jumped off and let his missus jump on and kicking himself ever since.
Yes, although as we were mentioning, he turned into our biggest fan on the running.
Might as well have jumped on and helped her.
Clearly forgot what his job was there, and was cheering her on up the hill. If you watch it back, he's almost behind pushing the horse up.
He probably could have got another place, but he jumped his wing down and just started shouting at her.
A scarf in the air. He wanted that.
It's nice to see how much it meant. You know,
like you say, the big, your Giggins Towns, your Mullings, Hendersons, they get a lot of rile, they get a lot of talk. Skelton's is not a small yard, it's a family run. And it was nice to see. It meant a lot to him.
It was one of the better. It was one of the better pictures for the week. Actually, I thought it was a wonderful sight. We laughed, but it was really nice to see. So fair play to Bridget and the Skeltons in general.
Very much so. Albert Bartlett, and I know you were disappointed. Santini's ride.
I was disappointed with not the horse. The horse did everything he could. I was disappointed with jockey, and I don't say that an awful lot about Nico de Boinville because I've got a lot of time for him. I don't know the geezer, but in terms of being a jockey, he's one of I think he's one of the better on.
He's a decent jockey.
I think he's one of the better on the circuit, definitely. And he's just given himself too much to do. He's bolted up the hill in conditions that he's won at Cheltenham before, most recently. And he's left himself just far too much to do. Near the back of the pack, coming round, well, not even coming around the bend, but from sort of 3 out. And there just wasn't enough racing room in the end, and the line got there too quickly. So I just think he was poorly judged on that occasion. But
again, Kilbrick and Storm, he's I wouldn't say he's no mug, but he's not the better of the horses that are out there. It was a race Tizard needed that win. He weren't having the best of weeks. He didn't know what was to come in Native River, so it meant a lot. But like you say, at 33-1, to let him go off and decide a little bit too late on Santini to push the button. Was that his downfall? We don't know. It seemed like that may have been the case.
Yeah. I just think, as I say, if he's there or thereabouts coming around the bend, then I think he's close. He's close, a lot closer than he actually was. Because as I say, if you look at it, he's not miles behind. But I think, as I say, just been left with too much to do. And fair play to Colin Tizard.
Yes. Talking Colin Tizard, the big one, the Gold Cup.
Yes.
Hold my hands up. Best of the week for me. Not just because I mentioned it 5-6 weeks ago, whenever it was, but it was nice to see that horse win, and the way he did. Every fence he jumped. Not with ease, but he was commanding. Dickie knew his job. He set him out to set the pace. Mike White went with him every step of the way. To be fair, but that running, the braver horse won. The horse that wanted it more, maybe.
Well, I'm going to be critical again of Nico, which I don't like doing, as I just mentioned. But yes, ultimately Mike Bite has been out-battled, but Mike Bite has cruised through that, and I just think
he looked worried 2 out. I was thinking, well, that's if
you push him on, I think if he pushes him on at the right time, then you've then at least give Native River something to think about, because we sort of coming over the last, Native River's working a lot harder than what Mike Bite actually was, and then it's come down to a battle of a test of stamina in those conditions. But I just think coming round the bend, if Mike Bite actually, or if Nico gives him the push at that stage and puts a couple of lengths between them, it could have been a different outcome.
Yeah, they touched upon it on the ITV Racing about, he didn't quite ever get past him, so you don't know momentum. You're not sure what's going to happen.
It must be difficult, because if you're Nico and you've got that much horse under you and you just know that he's still at cruising speed, there has to be a point where you give him a slap and just say, like, come on then, let's go and win this, let's go and do it, because you have got a hell of a horse next to you. Whether he's just, I don't know, whether he just thinks he's got more than he actually had left in the tank, as I say, because Mike White does cruise around. Native River is a lot more grittier, and wins it not ugly, but
he wins.
up
He
to
gets
his
his
work.
job.
Yeah.
So again, you know, it could have been a different outcome, but I think on the day, you know, the best horse and the one that's battled hardest has gone on and won it.
I mean, just a quick mention, our Duke, which I know you ended up swaying with. He pulled up, but he was never really involved, was he? It was a bit of a shame.
I think you could look at several there really. You can put, you know, definitely Red in there, Ed Wolf in there.
Thankfully he got round this time, which was nice to see. Then he come back.
Yeah.
But,
you know, when you got several there, that they didn't really have a lot of choice. They were basically told, you're not in it. You know, either come with us or you're out of it.
And no one could.
And that is effectively what happened in that race.
Yeah.
They weren't even given the chance by Native River Mike Bite. They just literally said, you're either coming with us or you're out of it. And unfortunately, and no disrespect to any of the owners out there and trainers, but they didn't have enough. They did not have enough to say, right, okay, we're going to have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
And they had no choice.
Yeah, the placings were far back, weren't they, really?
Yeah, I mean, it was turned into a tour horse race, and I said as soon as our Duke pulled up, I think you knew that was what was going to happen. I did change my mind. I did jump onto our Duke, and I'll be perfectly honest. I mean, when you look at the day before.
How could you not?
Yeah, I mean, that's,
all of them.
It's true though, isn't it? You're swayed by what does happen previously, and the Irish were just cantering, so to speak, and it's easy to be swayed.
Well, that's how my Cheltenham went. You know, I mean, I'm looking at fantastic horses, fantastic results, great wins, and a lot of them didn't turn up.
Yeah.
You know, still massively exciting for first Cheltenham, but I certainly won't forget it for a multitude of reasons, and one of them not being the best on the old wallet, but still exciting.
Oh, definitely. Well, again, for me it was brilliant. Easily the highlight of the week, not only because I did anti-post it a long time ago. It was one that I was excited to see. Didn't know if he was going to get the better of my bike, because like you say, he was coming up close, but in the end, just a little bit of grit got through, you know. So but yeah, so
your highlight of the week then, Neil?
It's definitely out to your for me.
Yeah, that's a bit of an obvious one, really. But I mean, I had to ask.
You know, you know, we've before Cheltenham, a long way before Cheltenham, when we started recording and doing shows for YouTube. It's impossible for me to say it's my bet of the festival because he's that good. Everyone knows he's that good. So you know, again, it's not a tip. It was the horse that I was most looking forward to seeing, and I just think he was fantastic.
Yeah,
fair play.
He was
fair
yours.
Play. For me, Cheltenham in general really is the only thing I could say. My first one and that. So it was exciting. Just you know.
Racing's always the winner.
And,
We're all winning.
It's definitely a spectacle. There's no denying that whatsoever. You know.
No,
so unfortunately we have to wave goodbye to Cheltenham, and we look forward to the national next. Really,
build up to that.
A bit more normality resumes, and obviously we're on Instagram. So you know, keep an eye on Instagram and that with us now. Just search for Money Rider, you'll find us on Instagram.
And we will be touching on obviously the flat season starts.
Yes, Doncaster.
I know you're not overly happy.
We ain't going to get your money back on the flat season.
It has to come. I believe
about that.
Lincoln next week.
Yeah,
next week. So we will touch on that.
Yeah,
part of the Spartan
move on
puzzle.
to that,
but build up to the Grand National as well, which will be good. So
we'll keep an eye on things and see how things go, and obviously the race is coming up, and we'll get a couple of videos out, and obviously not quite as in depth as Cheltenham, but we'll see you for those.
But get involved as well.
Yeah, let us know what you thought about Cheltenham.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, keep coming back, mate. That's the one. But yeah, brilliant.
Beers on you. Mate.
Absolutely. Cheerio.
Lovely.
Take care.